This has been in the hallway for the past 2 days now. Can you believe that? Right? I just left it there, right in front of Pam's apartment. Okay? I mean, there's other apartments there too, but you know, I'm a target. I'm a TI, so you know that was left there for me, right? And where's the super? Where's the super? Okay, so anyway, before Pam came in the house, she just came back from a trip. She, you know, immediately as soon as she get the door open, police siren. Whoop. Then, you know, she came in and started talking to me right away. She's talking to my daughter, even talking to me now, talking to my daughter. You know, she's like, oh, my daughter asked her, oh, how was the hotel? How was? She's like, it was fine. You know, she was like, both hotel beds was great. I slept great in both hotel. I'm like, both hotel beds. Okay, she only told me about one hotel. So, and I noticed that. Then afterwards, she was like, oh yeah, I hanged out with this female nurse from New York. That we went to a couple of dinners together, you know, and we hanged out, what have you, and such and such. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's why they start using the dykes, the lesbians, the white female dykes, right? And again, so she come in and really started targeting me, you know, staring down at her feet. She was wearing some black socks and kicking her feet back and forth, you know, standing up in the hallway like she normally do, like I've showed you guys before, with her back turned towards me in the foyer. You know, that's the sort of thing, right? And you know, I was like, all right, time for me to go. I'll see where this is going. And I was really, you know, she really, I was starting to get upset with her targeting me. So I said, you know what, let me go. Then they tried to send me some subliminal message about being shot, shoot me in the back of the head. And it's slick the way she does it. So I'm in the kitchen. You hear the sirens? Yeah. So I'm in the kitchen and I was washing a plate to put some food, and you know, she stared down at my finger. Right? Let me do this with the ring on it. Right? Wearing a black shirt on it with his hair braided like my son, older son Bryce, who was supposed to come and visit me over the weekend. Haven't heard from him since. You know. So again, they're doing this thing, and I want you to understand how what's really going on, all right? Oh, look. I need them down there. That looks like a fire truck, right? Is that ambulance? Maybe an ambulance. There's a car that has lights on, so you can't really see. Let me do something here. Let me do this. There you go. So you guys can see the ambulance down there, right? So I want you to understand what's going on, you know. And like I said, I keep saying to myself, there's no way that they can manipulate the DNA test that I took with my son, right, to say that 99.9% he's my son, and they lied about it in order to extort money from me. Because if that's the case, then there's a bigger issue at hand. I mean, how many black men are paying child support and taking care of children that are not their own, right? And these women are in league with the police, with the racists in the police department, because, you know, they can get sign whoever name on the birth certificate, or can dupe an individual into sign their name on the birth certificate, making them believe that the child is theirs. But like I said, I go with what the DNA say. So he's my son. All that subliminal message shit that they trying to send is, I just ignore it. I'll talk about it because that's what it is that they're doing, but you know, don't bother me now. You know, at least not in the sense in which that they wanted to bother me, right? And then so here's another thing. So as I was getting ready to leave, Pam came to me. She was like, oh, are you leaving? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh. I was like, yeah. Turns out that, you know, she got a date tomorrow. So I would have been there taking care of the kids while she go out on her date. You see, I want you to understand what it is that they try to do. And again, using the guy with the dreads. purposely. You see, kicking his foot off slightly. Look at him. Look at the cowards, the clowns. You know. Again. So anyhow, as I was saying, yeah, you know, so she would have had me there watching the kids. Look, the NYPD. What? No flashing lights. Look at the NYPD. What? No flashing lights. For the past couple of days since I've been outside, they've been driving by flashing their lights. Now, what you see what happened? Now they turn off their lights? Huh? Now they turn off their lights, right? 70th precinct, number 4809. All right? So now they all of a sudden they turn off their lights now, right? Okay? Yeah. As I was saying, so yeah, so she would have had me there if I had spent the night, not even tell me that she had a date tomorrow, and I would have been there watching the kids while she go get her car and then go out on her date or what have you. You know, I want you to understand the manipulation and how they make these women think that they can manipulate, particularly me as a TI, how to try to make her think that she can control me and manipulate me because they've done whatever it is that they're doing behind the scenes to create this, whatever it is that they created, right? And then with the threat, like I said, the threat of, you know, so I forget. So I'm washing dishes. She comes and I'm, you know, stares down at my finger, at my hand, because how I was holding the dish, my pointing finger was stick out just like this. I'm holding it. She comes and she looks at the dish, at my finger, I mean, and then, you know, looks, because she's on the side of me, she looks at the back of my head, and I'm just like, what? I was like, wait, that was not yeah, that was a subliminal threat about being shot in the head or what have you. That's why you see the NYPD driving by right there, because again, as soon as you walk in the house, they started with the police sirens. Like I said, Ben, if it gets to a point where she's targeting me, and I tell her about this all the time, I don't, you know, I gotta tell her, I said, listen, if I was talking to you, Pamela, I would do it, okay? But that's not me, and they know this. This is why they continue to do what it is that they're doing, because they know that that is not who I am. But what happens when it gets to the point when it gets to that point where, you know, it can get physical? Then what? You know, that, like I say, when that happens, that's when I made the decision that, you know what, you know, I'll whatever the consequence it is, I'll accept it because I'm going to do the action. You see, this is what they don't understand. This is what they fool these women into believing and thinking that they can do stuff like this, and men, we're not going to, you know, act in any way, shape, or form. Talk to you guys next video.